You have the agenda, Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
I call the meeting to order. Should we pledge allegiance or?
No, just go to the approval.
Okay. Let's see. Need a motion to approve the minutes from the March 2nd meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve March 2nd meetings. John Uholsky.
Okay. Need a second?
I'll second that. I'm Sosnovich.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Chair votes aye. Okay. Public comment? No public comment. Fuel and water reports?
Okay. I've emailed everybody the reports Friday. I'll just put in there that the plant was in compliance. I don't know if you want me to bore you with any details with repair and maintenance.
Do we need a motion? Not so we don't have to have it read. We just go by what the meetings, the minutes we got in the mail.
If anybody has questions, let me know.
I don't have any.
No.
I don't have any. No.
So the operation and maintenance is good then?
Yeah.
Folks, before you speak, you have to identify who it is who's speaking. So just say your name before you speak, please. I know it's a pain, but we need to get it on the recording as to who's saying what.
All right.
This is Jim. I guess the operations and maintenance is pretty much done. Nobody has any questions? About the here from collections?
Jonathan?
I'm under income. Collections is when they're talking about the sewer plant.
Got it.
So not collections then?
That would be on Walter Royals' report that he sent you.
That's on the collection system.
Oh,
Walter.
gotcha. All right. All right. This is Jim. Income report.
Hello, this is Jonathan Morrow. The income report is as such. We took in about 24,000 round figures for the month of March. That's pretty much in line with just before billing. The bills are out. I'm sure most of you know that by now. And people are, for the most part, staying away from trying to pay here at the plant, for which I am personally thankful. The only two things that I have to bring up are adjustments that I need for 2 sewer use accounts. They are above $300, which is the limit that I can handle, after which I have to propose it to you guys. Really fast. First one is 84 Cedar Street, and I ascertained this with the homeowner and through Aquarion, and the house is currently vacant. They paid their October sewer bill right on time and in full. However, as we bill out twice using the same numbers, her charge would have been $622. In actuality, she only used 2 CCF. But what I need is an adjustment of $501.38. And to the second is 756 Derby Avenue. And they got a huge bill, which was caused by some sort of faulty meter. They have a new meter, so the problem is fixed. But their minimum usage is like 2 CCF. For some reason, that meter was going crazy, using 203 CCF. Whatever the case is, I need an adjustment for $906.18. And obviously, that's just a one-time thing for both of them. And again, that's for 84 Cedar and 756 Derby Avenue. If the board does not mind, all I ask for is a motion to approve said adjustments, and I will rebill them accordingly.
Okay, this is Jim. We need a motion to accept the adjustments that John just mentioned.
I'll make a motion to accept the adjustment. Nick Teodosio.
John Uholsky, I'll second the motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Chair votes aye. You got it.
Thank you very much. Your finance report, your cash balance is about $120,000, so this billing is very, very good in its timing indeed. You still have a reserve account of $1,067,000, and for next meeting we will have a budget to propose, which will include a 10% rate increase. Again, that will be in May's meeting. I am done.
Okay.
We have to present, so we'll have the budget ready to be presented to the Board of Selectmen for their meeting the first Tuesday in May.
Well, ours will be the first Monday, so yes, I should think so, ma'am.
This is Jim. The invoices, make a motion to pay all the invoices.
This is Ben Proto. How should we submit the invoices, Jim and or Rory?
Well, once we get them approved, I could stop by tomorrow and just sign them. Go down to the plant.
This is John Morrow, and once they're signed, I can scan them and send them over to the finance office with a cover sheet detailing what they are.
Do we need a motion to have that done?
Yes, you do.
All right, John Uholsky, I make a motion that Jim sign the invoices and John send them by email to Town Hall.
I'll second that. Nick Teodosio.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Chair votes aye. This is Jim. The next is the legal report. You have anything, Mr. Proto?
Sorry, my computer froze for a moment.
Oh,
The only issue at the moment is Jonathan and I have been working with a town resident, and I don't recall the address off the top of my head. It's Mr. and Mrs. Queen, who are not currently connected to the sewer. They have a septic system, but their septic has failed and they need to connect to the sewer system. And they have an outstanding balance due for their assessment in excess of $15,000. I've been working with Mr. Queen, I'm sorry, to come up with the appropriate amount. Jonathan had gotten me in all the information for the amount due effective April 1st. He's hoping to have it paid off before the end of April. He's trying to do an equity line to pay it off. But on a topic related to that, but also related to other things, the governor, as part of one of his executive orders, authorized the towns through an act of their legislative body to reduce the interest rate that we charge for all different types of taxes, including sewer taxes, from 18% to 3%, and also allow the town to enter into a deferment program for taxes, including sewer taxes. It's my understanding, and Anne Marie, you can let me know one way or the other if that's going to be taken up at tomorrow or this evening's meeting, I guess. But the town has to approve joining those programs, has to notify the state that they've joined those programs. And once they do, we can reduce the interest rate that we're charging or do deferments of payments from the date of enactment through a particular date set by the governor in his executive order. I don't remember the date, but I think it's about 90 days to try to reduce or help people who are having some issues paying their bills during the crisis. So assuming Mr. and Mrs. Queen can pay off their bill before the end of April, they've been told what the amount is as of April 1st. If it goes past that and the town were to enact one or more of these programs, their interest rate would be less, as it would be as we calculate interest going forward. Those are the only two items at the moment having to do with legal.
Ben, I don't understand. How do they have a $15,000 bill if they were never hooked up?
It's not a use bill. It's the assessment for the pipe being run past their property. Everybody pays that assessment.
They didn't. When was the pipe? I thought you had to pay that when the pipe went.
Right, but they didn't. Well, they didn't pay it. That's the thing. So,
okay.
As a result, the initial cost to them was not anywhere near $15,000, but the interest at 18% a year, and it's always what I try to tell people. We're the most expensive bank in town at 18%. So you start compounding 18% on a number of thousands of dollars over a number of years, and the amount builds up relatively quickly. I can, if you give me a moment, I've got his bill. I can just pull it up.
Has he been getting billed every year for? It must have been a long time ago already. Right?
I don't know if the town sends out because the town normally bills that. If the town sends out a yearly bill, or they just send the assessment out once, and it's never sent out again. I'm not sure how the town goes about doing that.
I can answer that, Ben. This is Jonathan.
Okay. Yep.
This was part of a bond that ended like last year, and we build this assessment once a year in March, and quite frankly, other than one payment in 2004, he hasn't paid a blessed thing since.
Oh, wow.
Is the original assessment, as I'm looking at this, was just under $7,000, $6,934.
Yeah.
He had an unpaid balance of the original amount of $5,021, and he's had
33 cents.
And 33 cents, right? And then he's had his total payoff as of April 1st was $15,982.37. So you can see how the interest just accumulates at 18%. So a lot of folks, particularly people who aren't connected to the system, don't make the assessment payment. And as a result, when they do need to connect, in order to connect, they have to have paid the assessment in full, or at least be caught up to where they are, you know, in the payoff period. And he hasn't done that. So in order for him to be allowed to connect, which he's going to need to do because his septic has failed, he's got to pay off the assessment, which is a very substantial amount of money.
This is Jim plus all the hookup fees too, right?
Right, and then he's going to have to do all the hookup fees, the connection fees, plus the cost, obviously, to install his lateral to connect to his house. This is going to become an expensive project for him. But he doesn't have much of a choice. He doesn't have his septic has failed. And had he maintained his payments throughout the term, he wouldn't be in this position. And it's, you know, it's a situation that we've had with other people who have come in with a big assessment, and it's the same thing. You chose not to make your payments. Well, yeah, but I wasn't using the system. Well, I understand you weren't using the system, but the system was available to you, and the way the assessment works, as you know, is it runs by your property, you get assessed.
Right.
So he's not upset about, he's obviously upset about the amount, but he understands the situation. He's working with a lender to do an equity loan to pay it off.
All right, this is Jim. Is that it then, Ben, for the legal?
Yes, that's it, Jim. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. Engineering report, Mr. Galligan.
Yes, I have a couple things to cover tonight. First, Manners Avenue. If you remember, we had a company come in and clean and TV the sewer line on Manners Avenue, and then put in a lining. The cleaning and TVing went perfectly. They didn't damage any of the pipe. They had a couple of minor dips that they saw. There was a lot of root intrusion. When they cleaned it out, they got rid of all the roots and so on. Then they came back and inserted the lining and cured the lining in place, cut out for the laterals. There was no interrupted service for any of the residents. And they were done in, 6 to 8 hours or so on doing the whole thing. It turned out really well. The air exchangers are up on the roof of the operations building. We're just waiting for Jarvis to do the electrical connection, and then those will be up and running. We still have to make some decisions about the biofilter, whether we want to, at least on the short term, return a new pile of wood chips there, so that will at least be operating. But the air handlers are ready to go. And then the only other thing is the registration permit. We submitted that last month, and they sent back a letter with 6 items that they want us to respond back to. Some items that were either missing or additional information on the original application, and we're working on getting those put together.
All right, this is Jim. That's it in your report?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have any new business? No new business? All right. And no executive session I'm aware of. And if there's anything else, I can ask for a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. John Uhelski.
Second. Second, Nick?
Yep.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
You.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Be safe.